Hi, I'm Klaus from Coffee Collective, and this is our Kalita brew guide. The equipment you're gonna need is, of course, a Kalita brewing cone, Kalita paper filter, a pitcher, some scales, a good pouring kettle, preferably one with a nice gooseneck spout and maybe even temperature control, a grinder, can be a hand grinder or electronic, and of course, coffee. The Kalita Wave is a wonderful Japanese pour-over method that we use across all our coffee shops. It's a flat bottom filter, which we prefer because it gives a very even flow of all the water through the entire bed of coffee. One of the benefits for home brewing on the Kalita is that it has 3 small holes at the bottom, restricting the flow a little bit. So if you don't have a perfect pouring kettle at home, you can still brew pretty nicely on this device and guarantee a good even extraction. Today I'll be brewing on the large Kalita, the one called 185. So you start by placing that on top of a pitcher, on top of a set of scales, and add your filter. The first thing for brewing coffee is we actually need coffee. I'm gonna start by weighing out the coffee, and I'm going to brew 500 grams of liquid. I'm gonna measure on the scale, and for that I'm gonna use 32 grams of coffee. First, we're gonna grind the coffee. Before brewing, we're gonna rinse our paper filter with a little bit of water. This is to rinse out any paper residue, rinse out any papery taste from this, so we get a very clean and clear coffee flavor. This also helps heating up the whole brew device so we can keep a more stable temperature. Pour out the rinse water, don't forget that. Add your coffee, then shake the filter gently from side to side to make sure that it's completely level before we start pouring. Then tear your scale and grab your water. I'm brewing here at 94 degrees Celsius. As we start pouring, we're gonna start the timer on the scale, and then I start to pour in the middle and make a small spiral around to the edge, ensuring even wetness of all the coffee. I use about 2 grams of water per gram of coffee. So around 65 grams of water for this half-liter brew. This is for the bloom phase that takes about 30 seconds. You will see the coffee expanding up from all the gases trapped inside each coffee particle that is now released and wants to get out. And to optimize the rest of the brewing, we want to get that gas out a little bit so that the majority of the brewing water can extract flavor from all the coffee particles. At 30 seconds, we start pouring again. Start at the middle and maintain an even flow rate, an even stream of water going into the coffee. We pour from the middle in a spiral all the way to the sidewall, so we ensure that there's no coffee there left untouched by water. As we've gone all the way to the sidewall, we continue with the spiral back towards the middle in one continuous pour. It's important you don't change the height of your pouring stream. You see a lot of mistakes where people go up and down with the pouring kettle, maybe so the gooseneck won't hit the sidewall of the brewing device. But that of course changes the impact that the stream has on the coffee. And we want even turbulence with all the coffee sitting at the bottom of the basket. I also concentrate very much on thinking that this stream should hit towards the flat bed of the bottom of the filter. So not necessarily spending too much of my pour around the edges, but more thinking about how will that water flow through majority of the coffee. My aim is to pour the 500 grams of water in 1 minute and 45. And then there will be the drawdown of the water that takes about an additional 45 seconds to 1 minute and 15. Very much depending on which coffee you're brewing, the grind size, and the quality of your grinder. Once all the coffee has flown through, you can remove the filter, chuck that out into your compost, and make sure you give your coffee a good swirl or a stir with a spoon so that all the high extraction at the bottom is mixed in with the lighter extraction at the top. And I prefer to actually let the coffee cool down a little bit before drinking it. But it's always nice to have a little taste as soon as we brewed a delicious cup of coffee. Cheers. And that was our Kalita recipe for you. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you have fun brewing at home. Thanks for watching.